the chairman of the Committee on Racing, Gaming, and Wagering. You mentioned earlier that you had some thoughts about the Nassau Coliseum casino, so I was wondering if you could elaborate more on that.
It's certainly a process that I appreciate that when we voted in 2022, we included local input. The first step for any applicant is that they have to get approval, two-thirds approval, of the Community Advisory Council, made up of local electeds who, again, will listen to their local constituency. If they don't get past the two-thirds vote of the CAC, they can't. The applicant can't go forward. The problem is we need to start that process. The process that we voted on in 2022, hoping to see action in 2023, we're not going to see anything happen until late 2020, 2025. That being said, it's a process that's riddled with inefficiency. So regardless of the actual proposal site, we need to start the process so that people can understand when are the jobs going to start? When are the post-construction jobs going to start? When are we going to start to realize the actual issues? Because my area now has an official applicant in the process. We need to start that process. I will not give my opinion about any particular site because each one is different. I lived through a process that created a casino in my hometown of Ozone Park, Resorts World, and there were a lot of concerns. I've had families say, there's a casino coming here, I'm going to move. After 40 years in Ozone Park, I'm going to move. That family that said that is still in Ozone Park 12 years after Resorts World came in. All the fears of the unknown, that's human nature, that's fine. It's our job as elected officials to address those concerns as much as we can. A casino is not for every site, every area. The one in Ozone Park, Resorts World, it had a lot of fear before it actually broke ground and ribbon cut opening. But 12 years later, Resorts World has been a great neighbor. They helped us tremendously during Hurricane Sandy. They helped us greatly with COVID. The idea here is they became a great neighbor. We didn't know that when they were starting the process in 2009. So a casino is not for every site. It's not for every place, but that's what a process is for. So again, I go back. I'm not going to mention any particular site. I'm just going to say a process needs to start.
What needs to happen for that process to start and get the ball rolling? You mentioned that it's been a couple of years since we've had the license out and since these plans have been in the making.
It's a process that we voted on in 2022. I had just passed legislation last session, to codify start dates, and the governor won't approve it. So it's a question for the governor why it's taking so long, but no valid reason exists why it's taking this long. Why is it taking so long to start a process? That's, like I said, a question for the governor. I don't think it's right for the people of New York, who could certainly use the jobs, or the MTA could use the funding. Other services from the state could use the funding. So again, it's a picture of inefficiency that the governor has to address.
There's been a lot of protests about the casino, especially over the summer. There was a handful around Nassau County. What do you have to say to those protesters who oppose the casino?
They're in their right to do so. They raise valid concerns. Again, a casino in any given area is a major impact locally, economically, and all the concerns need to be addressed. And that's what the siting board will do after the two-thirds vote of the Community Advisory Council. So a lot of these concerns that were demonstrated at that rally are shared with the possible applicants who may be in Manhattan or may be somewhere else. These are the concerns that most people have when a casino is proposed in their area.
What do you think that those people would want to see, and would it be possible at this point for that to happen?
Yeah, every area being different. I know when Resorts World was being built in Ozone Park, for those people who didn't want a casino there to save Aqueduct, that's really why the Resorts World was built, to save Aqueduct racetrack. They didn't want it, and we looked at what is the alternative. The way the area was zoned, I had mentioned, would you want this factory that spews out emissions that you wouldn't want, or would you want something else built as of right that would not fit the community? And they went, the residents went, no. So you got to look at what's the alternative? If we don't do, in this case of a casino there, what is the alternative? It may be something that could be built as of right, but the residents don't want, and they say, you know what, casino ain't bad. Again, it's different with every area, case by case basis, but the alternative has to be considered too. And Nassau Coliseum, same. What is the alternative to Nassau Coliseum? What are the alternatives and options for the people? And what is best for the people, not 5 years or 10 years down the road, but 15, 20, 30 years down the road, because A multi-billion-dollar investment, casino at Nassau Coliseum, is not for 5 or 10 years. It's for 15, 20, 30 more years. So you have to think about that.
And what are some of those impacts that residents of Nassau County could see, and maybe students at Hofstra or people in this specific area?
I can only say what I witnessed back in Ozone Park in Queens. There were traffic pattern concerns, which, again, for the first 2 days of the casino opening was horrific. And then after that, it just, it evens out. So, and Resorts World is one of the most popular racinos in the country, one of the most popular gaming sites in the country. So the traffic patterns, public safety. I don't want a casino because it's going to bring prostitution. It's going to bring criminal element. Actually speaking, a casino site is one of the safest areas because crime is not good for a casino business. Having anything like prostitution or any other kind of crime, not good for business. People won't go to that site. So it's actually becomes one of the safest sites in the area. But again, it's concerns that people raise, and you have to address it. If you don't address it, you can't go forward. So that's how we do it on a case-by-case basis.
What can Nassau County residents expect from the casino? Can they expect it opening within the next couple of years? Can we expect to see those impacts right away?
So most casino applicants their plans are quite complex. Multi-billion dollars. They involve a hotel or housing or some other amenities. So it could take an average of 3 years from groundbreaking to ribbon cutting. So really nothing will be realized for 3 years. In those 3 years, though, there are good construction union jobs, thousands of them. That's why the unions want to get this started. And we want to create these jobs for our residents who are union members and tradespeople. And that's 3 years worth of employment. So the idea here is, again, there are certain things that we can expect before the actual ribbon cutting of a casino.
Are there anything else that we can expect that maybe you haven't had the chance to talk about that residents can expect? Maybe tourists coming to visit the area could expect?
Well, certainly, once completed, the casino will bring in tourism. And again, it is an economic boost to be, I guess, considered with all the negatives of it. The programs that we have for problem gaming will be on the rise, which I'm very proud of our state's programs for problem gaming. I think we do very well with that, and we'll advance those as the 3 casinos open. But, as far as what to expect, this is the time to speak out. I'm on this pilgrimage to have people speak out to their local elected officials, let them know of the concerns. Let's address the concerns as best we can. And so with the casino process, as the process rolls along and the community advisory councils get started, I think that is a perfect time for residents to really speak out and try to address their concerns as best possible. At this point, if they have any questions, the residents should reach out to their elected officials.